You guys are here early.
The text said you were bringing McDonald's.
Should we get right in?
Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. My name is Mike Amos. His name is Bill Rice Jr. and his name is Forrest Lee as we get started on a beautiful Tuesday morning. And good to have you, my friend Forrest Lee. He covered the Tip Collie Award last night, and let's see how they came out.
Yes, sir. It was the 31st annual Tip Collie Awards banquet for Scholastic and Christian Athletic Awards. It's sponsored by the Troy Exchange Club. They had a wonderful speaker, Mr. Eric Sloan, who played football at Troy University, and he had a tremendous message for the award for the nominees. The runner-up for boys was Drew Nelson from Pike Liberal Arts.
Awesome.
The runner-up for the girls was Ella Kate Gunter from Pike Liberal Arts. And your winners or recipients was Jaron Turner of New Life Christian Academy and Miss Abby K. Terry of Pike Liberal Arts. So congratulations to them. And the other nominees were Dee Allen from Pike Liberal Arts, Cole Brooks from Goshen, Chase Sharico from Pike Liberal Arts, Kate Deloney from Charles Henderson, Paxton Flowers from Pike County High School, Brady Huner from Charles Henderson High School, Allie Russian from Pike Liberal Arts, Ella Tatum from Goshen High School, Angel Terry from Pike County High School, Isis Torellis from Charles Henderson High School. She got an appointment to the West Point Academy.
Wow.
And Jackson West from Charles Henderson High School. So I'd like to congratulate all of them. And of course, in this program that I'm going to leave with y'all shows the past winners.
Look at the first winner in the female was Melissa Thompson.
And Jonathan St. John.
Melissa's administrator at Sarah.
Believe it or not, I've been there since 1992, and this year was my last year. Last year was my last year to host that.
Thank you.
I always took a lot of pride in it.
Yes, so they've got some great articles in here, and here's the Collie Award started in 1992, and this article was written by Bill Rice, and it's a beautiful program, and it's got a good feature about Dr. Tip Collie. And
that was an article I wrote when I was sports editor of the Messenger, probably in 1991.
Okay. But it, the sponsors, of course, are the J.O. Tip Collie family, Sarah, Troll Bank and Trust. Gold sponsors are Max Credit Union, the Court and Drug Referral System. Other sponsors are Guardian Credit, John and Susan Anderson, Alan Jones, Danny and Cecile Sykes, Thomas and Lynn Melton, Bryant Smith Insurance, the Witherton Group, and Jerry and Jamie Miller. But it was a wonderful program. Again, the speaker was Eric Sloan, and Barry McKnight was the master of ceremonies.
No, first class. Nobody does it better than him.
And a special.
Where was it held?
Sportsplex, the Sportsplex. Dan Smith and his crew and his staff. Beautiful setting, and Yanni with
Great
the
food,
pig.
boy, I bet.
Excellent food, and I don't think I left a crumb on my plate.
Well, thank you, Exchange Club, for doing that, and congratulations. This is the honor for a student athlete in Pike County.
No question about it. It is the biggest honor, the Tip Colley Awards.
And they get they get a nice scholarship or cash money, I think.
And that's kind of predicated after what award in was it the Hitchcock Award in
Yeah,
Montgomery?
that's right, in Montgomery.
That was
they
patterned
sort of-
after that.
They sort of looked at that and took steps. You know, Troy Cable, I told him that I was involved in it. I just like Forrest was, we introduced all the recipient, not the recipients, but the
Honorees,
honorees,
nominees.
yeah. And always try to emphasize, boy, what a great honor it was just to be there, just to be one of the nominees. It was really quite an honor.
When they listed their credentials verbally, they couldn't list. So we can't list all of these.
Yeah.
We'd be here all night talking about it. So you could put the names in a cup and draw names and be, they're all deserving, and they have a great future, and they're just super students who have a Christian belief.
Well, they're doing it right. They're active in sports. They're leaders in sports. They're leaders in the community, in their schools. They're good students.
Their church.
And their church and their spiritual life. So it's the total package.
And but anyway, that was, and I'm gonna leave that with you. And
Thank
that
you.
to
We
Mike.
appreciate that. That's
Thank
always
you,
a
Forrest,
a
and
keepsake.
thank you, Troy Cable, for covering it, and all the people that put it on. We'll mention the winners and the nominees again later.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna beg my leave. I've got to go to Lowe's
How's everything else going?
Good.
When is Pike Liberal?
this Thursday.
This Thursday.
This
They
Thursday.
graduate this Thursday.
Yes, sir. I believe around 7 o'clock, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but it is this Thursday
This
night at the
Thursday.
football field.
That's right.
And I've got to go to Lowe's to pick up a sprinkler for our Patriot Garden.
Well,
that's great.
boy, y'all better be watering it now.
Yeah, we
Everything,
fixed
we're in
it.
a drought. It seems like.
Are you gonna put your hat on later on?
I wear a hat when I'm outside. I try to. Oh, and I tell you what, Mike, I'm so excited about archery next year. We had a great year, and I've been having a clinic with our new 3rd and 4th graders who have never done it. And so our last day of the clinic is today, and we'll go outside for about an hour, then come in and cool off and dismiss from there. But had a great year, and Mike, I want to, on behalf of Troy Cable and Bill, I want to say thank you for all you do and are continuing to do. And I know people are kind of filling in here and there, learning from the best. You're the Bear Bryant of local
I don't know
coverage.
But I do appreciate your kind
A
words.
super-
I do have some handicaps, but I'm going to continue to do this show as long as they'll put up with me. And of course, I enjoy being a part of your getting up every day and finding out what's going on in Troy and Pike County. Of course, you got your garden going already?
I've got one at home, but I've got to get a few weeds out, but it's growing pretty good. But tonight,
You got to hold the garden. Is that
I've
right?
got to hoe the garden. I'm fixing to shoot the water to it.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you,
Again.
my grass is so. I don't have a sprinkler system, and my grass is dying. It looks like it's so brown. After all the rain we had, over the winter, it has turned dry.
Oh, yeah.
Mike and Forrest.
It is unbelievable. Well, listen, I'm going to ease out. Y'all keep
Well,
going.
we enjoyed you
But I
being
got to
here.
go.
Hey, Forrest, it's open
Thank
any
you-
day.
thank you for these donuts.
In fact, we welcome you any day to
Well,
come on
thank you
the
for
show.
having me. Well, y'all have a great day.
All right,
and,
brother.
Enjoy you.
Well, tell all those state champs I said hello.
Okay.
I tell you what, the whole, we talk about Brantley being
Titled
out of town.
Hey, Jim Jackson, Bill Jackson Ford here in Troy, Alabama, where not only can you get the best price on a new Ford, but we can also get you exactly what you're looking for. We all know inventories are low right now, but don't settle for something you don't love. Come by Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, and let us walk you through the retail order process and get you exactly what you're looking for. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's health care to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill. But I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio just off the square in Troy.
Hey, Jim Jackson with Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC right here in Troy, Alabama, and we've got some exciting news for you. After a 2-year suspension, GM has now reintroduced the sold order process on the redesigned GMC Sierra 1500 and Chevrolet Silverado 1500. So come in and order yours today and not have to wait 6 months to get exactly what you want. So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Back to our show, brought to you by Southeast Gas, and of course located headquartered in Andalusia, Alabama, with numerous stores all over Southeast Alabama. Southeast Gas, we appreciate all its support. Of course, with the Up Store on South Frontage Street, and of course Deanne and all of her staff, they can do so many things to help you operate your business, operate school, or whatever you need these services for. She's there, and we appreciate her. And also A1 Services for whether or not it's too cold outside or too hot outside. They've got the thing that you need the most. Good air conditioning. They'll fix that, and then also they'll work on your heat in the wintertime. So. We appreciate Terry Moats and all his staff and all the hard work he does. Of course, we got baseball out there, Rice, and we've also got a big day in the city schools. They're going to allow over 500 kids to watch the Troy UAB football game.
I know. One of them is my daughter,
not
Maggie.
Football game, but the baseball game.
Baseball for school kids at Troy University.
Yeah.
Guten Morgen.
Morning.
Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, Florida this morning, Mike, and I just made the announcement that the Troy elementary schools, or the elementary schools in Pike County, are enjoying a day at the ballpark. Over 500 kids will be at the Troy UAB baseball game today, starting at, listen to this, 10:30.
10:30. That's probably a record. That's never been a baseball game.
Well, let's hope Troy's going to find some pitching down the stretch. Man, I don't know what's happening to this baseball team, but they've just fallen apart down the stretch, which is sad because they were 29 and 14 a few weeks ago, and now I've lost 7 in a row.
Yeah.
Just kind of hard to believe.
Well, and of course they've got a lot of kids rooting for him. So once that guy hits that home run, there'll be all kinds of
anyway they can shoot up Jefferson Nelson for a winning.
Yeah,
that would help them.
Let me tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. Believe you me, and I use that phrase so much. If the Pike Liberal Arts pitcher Drew Nelson was pitching today, he would win.
Mm-hmm.
he would maybe he would strike out most every batter on the UAB team.
I'll let you do that.
He is well.
UAB and Casey Dunn.
Well, I know it, but let me tell you this: this guy is a premium baseball pitcher, and whether he pitches in high school or college, he could get them out. I guarantee you. And then when he got on first base, he could pick them off. That says a lot, doesn't it?
Well, I guess Troy University, have they ever done this before? Is this the first time you know
This is
of?
the first time I've ever heard of them doing it. I tell you what, though, nothing surprises me with the athletic
Marketing.
staff, the marketing people.
Yeah, they're really good.
They do a wonderful job at Troy and to promote the school. And what I want to know is how they taught. They might have been easy, but how they taught UAB into playing the game at 10:30 in the morning on a Tuesday.
They must have said, if y'all do this for us, we'll return the favor for y'all. But here's where they've stolen this idea from minor league baseball teams that do this all the time.
Yeah.
They let school kids come to the game, I don't know, for a token price or even free, about 14 games a year, and start playing in the morning. And I guess the idea is they'll get concession money.
Yes.
And then these kids, some of them's parents will come, and then they'll come back with their parents in the future. Yeah.
And just think, and so I imagine you'll have a lot of parents will actually come to the game and sort of watch over their kids a little bit, and to help watch over their kids.
But if it creates interest in Troy athletics and a couple of these kids, then they start saying, "Mom, Dad, let's go to the baseball game or basketball game or football game." Is great. I love it. It's different.
Wonderful.
Plus, it'll be something the kids remember and have a good time at.
Yeah. And Mike, we've got donut holes this morning, and they're hard to turn down.
Looking at Pine Level Arts football schedule for next year, man, Coach Hickman was not lying. This is going to be a brutal schedule.
Let's hear some of the games.
August the 12th, they play at Highland Home, which is the earliest start date I've ever seen for a high school football season.
Me too.
August the 12th? Man.
August the 12th is what it says. They'll play at Highland Home. All they did was go to the fourth round of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big, good, that's a kind of close school that's well-known, good program, great opening game. I like it.
And then away, they'll play at Mobile Christian, which is a powerhouse under Ronnie Cottrell down in Mobile.
Is he still coaching them?
Yeah.
He's from Ozark, isn't he?
No, he's from
And then after
Bruton.
that, you'll play at home against, I think, a 4A Bayside Academy out of Mobile.
Oh, man, that's another tough one. Now,
Then they'll travel to Georgia on September the 2nd and play Heard County of Georgia. After that, they'll be back on the road again. So their first 5 games, 4 of them on the road, they'll go all the way down to Fort St. Joe, which is in between Panama City and Apalachicola. They'll play Fort St. Joe, Florida on the 16th.
that'd be a good trip.
Yeah. Get some oysters, can't you?
And then we remember how great this team was last year. How about this? The next week they're at Montgomery Catholic. No, at home against Montgomery Catholic.
They beat the slop out of Charles Henderson last year.
Is that the first home game, or do they have a?
The first home game is Bayside Academy.
Okay.
Then after that, they're away again at Brooks County, Georgia. Then they're playing another Mobile school at home on October the 7th, Faith Academy.
Oh, me.
Which is another great program.
Yeah,
they used to be an AISA school, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure did.
And then they're back in Georgia again, playing Bowden County, Georgia, on October 21st. And then the last game of the season, I can see them winning this game, October 27th, Calhoun at home.
Okay.
Now, the rest of those games, I don't know if they'll win.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, they will.
They're pretty good, though, Mike. You're right.
They'll win some of them.
See, they got the portal. Mike, they've got the portal to look at. They got the portal.
Well, I mean, he said that they're not going to be as active in the transfer portal as the previous coaching staff, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what.
They had a challenge getting schedules.
How many games, Mike, is that?
10.
10 games.
10 games. Oh, boy.
They're not eligible for the playoffs the first 2 years in football, which is fine. And they got a full schedule with some great teams. So I think everybody, I mean, it'll be tough and demanding, but it'll be fun and exciting as well. Good job, Coach Hickson, getting that schedule up.
Yeah, poor St. Joe died. It's coached by Tanner Jones, the former Troy quarterback.
Oh, yeah, know him well. Know his father,
Those people.
good friend of mine, yeah.
Yeah, they went 8-2 last year.
Well, he's done a good job.
Yeah, the opponents on their schedule last year went a combined 78-43, and 10 of those losses were by one team. Calhoun lost 10 games last year.
Yeah.
7 made the second round of the playoffs at least. 3 made it to at least the Final Four. 1 won a state championship.
Oh, man, that is brutal. But, you know, it's good for the program, I think. You know, you'll go out and play these teams and get adjusted to playing these teams, and when they do have a regular schedule, it'll pay off on them.
Yeah, this year they are going to have to travel a long ways, but I mean, just hang in there. It'll be it'll next year. I bet they'll be able to schedule a few more teams closer to home, and then they'll be in a region, and then they'll have 6 or 7 region rivals.
Yes, exactly right. And of course, we're excited for them, and I know they're excited as they graduate this week. Jennifer Ventress has just walked in our studio. What now?
Didn't he maybe graduated last night?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, Jennifer Ventress has walked into the house.
Well, I've got them graduating on. Did we say Thursday or Friday?
Forrest told Pike LaBarge is graduating Thursday. Charles Henderson's last day of school, my wife told me, is May 26th.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be busy.
I've seen 5 million graduation pictures on Facebook, so I figured everybody already graduated.
No, but they will this week and next week, so it's gonna be busy time.
Troy University had their graduation.
Let me tell you this: the Troy University graduation, there's no question in my mind, had the largest group of graduates ever at one sitting. Over 6,000 people were at the Trojan Arena the other day for graduation.
Wow!
And that is at least I would say between 6,000 and 7,000.
Weren't you one of those graduates once? Yeah, right. Me too. I didn't go to the graduation ceremony.
Yes. Of course, we got this show is brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass, and of course, we appreciate Jason and all the things that he does for our community, and of course, a huge May Day sale going on out at Premier. Remember, nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. We'll be back with our guests after this.
Mayday! Mayday! Hurry to get amazing deals. New Rams, we got them. New Jeeps, we got them. And more coming. Our Mayday sale. Huge savings. And 0% APR in soon. Shop at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
You guys are here early.
The text said you were bringing McDonald's.
Should we get right into it?
Nick, there's hot food present.
Mix and match chicken McGriddles or a savory sausage biscuit. Choose any 2 for $3. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series. America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA Choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
We're blowing away high prices. Use Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Chevy, Ford. We got them. And they're all marked down. Over 120 to choose from. Bring home $350 a week, and you can be approved. Shop PremierTroy.com or come see us. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Yeah. Back to our show, and Jennifer Ventress is on our show today. Of course, she's a candidate for the coroner position
That's
here.
right, Pike County Coroner.
Now tell us a little bit about it, Jennifer.
Well, you know, people ask me, Mike, all the time why I want to be the coroner. I think that's the biggest question I get, and the answer is because it's a service. It's Pike County needs it. It's so important. You get these tragic deaths, and you get people that unfortunately just die suddenly, and oftentimes the family's in shock, and they don't know which way to turn, and they don't know how to get a funeral home. They don't know how to get a death certificate. So that's one piece of it. And then the second piece, of course, is the investigative piece, which is if it's a criminal case, then, of course, the police are in charge of that scene. We determine whether or not there needs to be an autopsy, and then we follow that through the medical examiner's office in Montgomery with the forensic MD, who determines the absolute cause of death. You know, whether it's a gunshot wound or whether it's a stabbing or whatnot.
People don't look at it as being so involved because
it's very important. It's very important.
And another, the most vital thing, the most important thing to me is your career in medicine.
Absolutely.
You've seen it all, I would say.
Yes, and I was talking to the Shelby County coroner the other day, and she is a nurse as well, and she.
I know her, Lana Evans.
Yeah, she's awesome, and we were talking, and she said, Jennifer, it's gotten to the point where if you can't walk into a house and tell that somebody's got renal failure or blood pressure problems or they're on insulin, by just looking at their medicine, then you don't need to be a coroner. So it does need to be some medical background and experience. But
and to my knowledge, do any of your opponents have a medical background?
No, sir, they do not.
I mean, and this is a position that needs a background in the medical field.
To say that Jennifer Colley-Ventris is well qualified for this position is an understatement. That's right. And you've got the medical background, and you love your community. You've proven your whole life and the service aspect of it. So I think you're doing the right thing.
Absolutely. 37 years of nursing, with the majority of that well over 25 years right here in Pike County. The last 10 years I did for the state in service to public schools. So, again, on another day, we'll talk about what's in our public schools as far as health conditions that people don't know about. But school nursing is a very important job.
That is important.
Yes,
right.
It is. But, this is something that I've thought about for many, many years. And, Mr. Jerry Williams has been just...
And how he was able to do that with one man, I mean, he had to be here all the time, didn't he?
Yes, and he's done an amazing job. So, big shoes to fill, number one. But Jerry is a class act and always has, the family's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Now, that's a lot of what this job is making sure the family has the information to close the estate, to get the death certificates, to get what they need. And then, of course, on any legal cases, then to make sure that chain of custody is there, and the police department, you're working with them, you're working with the medical examiner's office, you're working with the DA investigators. So
and from what I've heard, talking to you, and of course from other people, is you're going to develop a staff. You're going to have, it's not going to just be you. You're going to have people working with you.
I'm going to have some help, yes, because
that's good.
I do like to go to the beach every
now and then.
That's
right. You do like to go out of town every now and then.
Yeah, I'll have a couple of people that just kind of like Jerry. Jerry didn't do it until the last 6 or 7 years, but if you remember, he had Sandra Nasca. And then he had me. So he's had some deputies in the past.
Oh, so you've been deputy for...
I actually live at the beach, so I understand what you're talking about. So when will this come to a vote?
A week from today, May 24th.
May the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Republican primary?
Republican primary. There's not a Democratic opponent. So this is it. So Will everybody go vote next Tuesday? Of course, it's a big governor's...
Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, a week from today.
Where can you actually vote in Pike County or in Troy?
Oh, gosh, we've got several locations depending on where you live. The First Baptist Church is a location. The South Side is a location. Collegedale is a location. So there's numerous voting.
You still got vote? You still vote at the Armory?
No, they don't vote at the Armory anymore.
Okay.
That area was moved to Collegedale.
So they moved it around a little bit.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
question about it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get this big thing on
There
here,
you
but
go.
there we
Now
go.
you're
There
covering
we-
yourself
there-
up,
Well,
Mike.
we need to do it. Of course, both Jennifer Colley Ventris for Republican candidate for Pike County coroner, and of course this is a very important position. And I know you. I've been around you all your life, and I know what you stand for. And of course, you carry the pride and tradition of a lot of family that's been medical doctors here in town, and you still have quite a few.
Well, look at this. It's ironic that we came on talking about the Tip Colley banquet in healthcare. Well, you know, that was Jennifer's uncle, Dr. Tip Colley, was one of the most prominent doctors in the history of Troy. So medicine kind of runs in your family. Then.
It does. He and my other uncle, Dr. Jesse Hall Colley, are one of the big reasons I became a nurse. And Tip, of course, Tip and my daddy were brothers, and my mom and Lummy were sisters. So we're double cousins on that.
Well, then you got your late sister, who we all missed so terribly, was in medicine too.
Yes, Cheryl DeShera, and I actually am going to their office. You know, I work part-time down there today, so I got my scrubs on, ready to go to work when I leave.
I was going to ask you, were you fully retired? And it's hard to be fully retired, isn't it?
I'm not fully retired. I think I'm working harder now since I retired than I was when I was working.
And this job,
Is your daughter still working for Dr. Mickey?
My daughter is. Suzanne Tompkins is Mickey's PA.
And then her brother-in-law, Dr. Mickey DeShera. So there's a touch of colleagues in everywhere.
It is. It is.
And of course,
we do have a long tradition of healthcare and education. You know, that's what we do.
And let me tell you what, Jennifer grew up 2 houses up the street from where I grew up.
That's right.
And 3 houses down from where I live today.
Yes.
Matter of fact, when I moved to Troy, really we only knew a couple of people, but we knew the Colleys, Jennifer and her brother Matt, because we always went to Union Springs to Colley Pond to fish. And man, your brother Matt was one of the biggest fishermen I knew of.
Oh yeah.
And him and Rush were good friends, and then that's how I got to know Jennifer.
Absolutely.
And caught those big old bull brim too.
We sure did. We had fun at the pond, and now Helen and Larry Johnson again on that pond, and we still go. And so it's wonderful.
I know. Well, it's a great place for the family to meet.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Of course, your son-in-law is the legendary Coach Ponder.
That's right.
Pike Road.
That's right.
Yeah, quite a coach.
He didn't quite have the season he wanted to this year. He made it to the second round.
I tell you what, but you can't win all the time and everything. And of course, I want to mention something while we're talking. And I know you're a big Trojan. You've always been.
Oh, yes, sir.
And y'all tailgate every ball game. But you think you can support this guy right here?
I believe I can.
And of course, a good program last night in Dothan, and Coach Summerall was down there to speak and did a great job, and all the other staff people were down there. So we are off and running with these programs to meet the coaches, and that's about the way I call it.
Jennifer, you've never run for office before. What's it been like being out there on the campaign trail?
You know, it has really been different than I thought it would be. You know, I thought running for office was you go out and shake a few hands and speak in a couple of places, but I'm going to be honest, this has been a lot of work, and my opponent has worked hard, and I've worked hard, so I think we've had a good, clean race, and I'm looking forward to the outcome, but, it's pounding the pavement door to door, so.
Well, evidently it's something that's very important to you, it's work. I mean, it's
is work.
And responsibility, to be there when it's vital and in the best interest of the people involved.
And I'll add that the corner position is not a well-paying job.
At least it does pay.
It does pay
a little.
Pays a little, and so you do it with a servant's heart because it's not something that you know.
Now, would you have to be like on an automobile wreck? Would you have to be on the scene?
Yes, we do go to the scene.
And sometimes the scene can be gruesome, can it?
It can be, but again, it's about comforting not only that victim or patient, but it's about the family. Getting. And I've worked in the emergency room, Mike.
Well,
I've seen so many
much.
tragedies,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, tragedies are going to happen.
And that was what was fixing to come out of my mouth. Was you've got to be used to being around somebody dead.
Right.
It can't be anything that overwhelms you.
That's right.
You got to be very, very professional.
Correct. And you got to first and foremost take care of the privacy aspect of that, the confidentiality, the family. You want to treat that person as if it was your own family.
Yeah. What would Cheryl say about you running for this? This is going to be a little difficult, but what would Cheryl, our great friend who's no longer with us, say to you about you running for the coroner's office?
Well, she knew that I was going to do it because, of course, I knew I was going to retire this year, and so the first time I told her that I was going to run for coroner, she said, "You are crazy."
Because it is a lot involved.
It is, and I said, "No, Cheryl, it's important, and it's a certain." She said, "You are crazy."
But it will keep you on your toes, won't it?
It will. But
I said that, of course, your sister, everybody loved the chair, and did so much for the community. But at the same time, I can see her having some input in it. If she was still here, she would be telling you things that you should do.
You need to go here. You need to go there.
You're right.
Yep.
And you girls always had. Now you've got a daughter that's right on top of everything too.
She is
in the medical field.
She is, and she loves working at the office. And I tell you, the way Troy's growing, I'm working out there, and y'all just can't believe it's busy. We could add 2 new doctors right now and still couldn't keep up, I believe.
Is Mary Lee still out there?
Mary Lee's out there, and she's the big boss.
Yeah.
Mary Lee is, I'm calling myself the head gopher. I just go give a shot here, go do an x-ray there, whatever they need me to do.
Let me say something that to me is precious, because I've known you, Cheryl, all my life. But Mary Lee is sitting back in the same seat that Cheryl sat back in to run the office, and they say that she hasn't missed a beat.
She hasn't. She has stepped up and learned things, and I mean in short order.
Yeah.
And
that's what she wanted to do and wanted to be, was the person to take over for her mom.
Yes, and she, she knew when her mom got sick that she was going to have to do it, and that she would want her to keep that office going. And she has done that. She has done a tremendous job.
She was a result of the worst COVID problem that this county and this state's ever seen.
She was 3 weeks shy of the first vaccination, and became sick over Christmas, and died just the first week in January.
Of course, her memory will be relived many times, with not only family but people that knew her.
Right.
She's just a wonderful person.
Yeah, I mean, it's still hard for me to believe. I mean, I talk to Neil all the time and Michael D all the time, and I just, Shara should have lived to be 100.
Absolutely. She
that's what's so sad about all of this, and the effects of COVID are just horrible.
Because she was in, like you said, she was in great shape, and she made y'all get in shape too.
She tried every day. Me, Mickey, Julie.
Right. But I guarantee you, I can still see her walking down the street with those arms pumping back and forth.
I saw y'all honored Miss Cheryl the other day with a bench at was that a Trojan Arena? Is that
Yes,
what that was?
that's wonderful.
Well, outside of where the football team comes out of where the will call ticket is right
That's
there.
right.
Okay.
So every time the football players come out to run into the stadium, they're gonna see that bench.
Yeah.
And
That's great.
We're going to take it. We're going to get back to that one thing, Mike, and we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
Mayday! Mayday! Hurry to get amazing deals. New Rams. We got them. New Jeeps. We got them. And more coming. Our Mayday sale. Huge savings. And 0% APR in soon. Shop at PremierTrade.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
You guys are here early.
The text said you were bringing McDonald's.
Should we get right into it?
Nick, there's hot food present.
Mix and match chicken McGriddles or a savory sausage biscuit. Choose any two for $3. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA Choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
We're blowing away high prices. Use Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Chevy, Ford. We got them. And they're all marked down. Over 120 to choose from. Bring home $350 a week and you could be approved. Shop PremierTrade.com or come see us. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
For the 23rd.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're back on the air, everybody.
Back to our show, brought to you by Lawrence Hardware on South Brundage Street in Troy, and boy, they do a wonderful job. Have you ever been in Lawrence Hardware?
Oh yes.
It is something to see, just to go in that place and see how the Mr. Lawrence ran his hardware store years ago. It's the same way, the same great principle to serve the public, and we appreciate them very much.
And great help in there.
Exactly, really great help. And of course, Jennifer Ventress is our guest, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, she's been a lifelong in the medical field. What, 36 years?
37 years.
37 years and counting. And you still are.
So I guess you were a graduate of the Troy nursing program.
I was, 1984.
And,
what do you think about this new School of Nursing they're going to build?
I think it is awesome. Troy has gone from a BSN program to a master's and now to a doctorate.
Yeah.
And what a fabulous thing to have right here.
Do you know something? For some reason, I can visualize that being named for somebody. that new medical, that new
School of Nursing?
Yeah.
School of Nursing. Wouldn't that sound good to have another name on the board there?
It would. And Cheryl was the fourth graduating class of that university.
And the much effort that has gone into this great nursing program we have at Troy. You and Cheryl both have made a big impact.
Well, it certainly made a big impact on our lives. And, Dr. Hawkins has done a fabulous job with the entire university, and we couldn't be prouder to be Trojans. My whole family, all 6 of us, graduated from Troy, and
all 6 girls, well, 1 boy.
Yeah, 1 boy, and we're just true Trojans, always have been, and always will be.
Yeah.
People ask me if I'm from Auburn or Alabama, and I say I'm from Troy.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, I tell them this now. They know.
I say I'm for Alabama and Troy.
Well, we won't include Rice.
Your dad played for Alabama, and you went to Alabama, so I understand that.
Yeah.
That's what my children say too.
But ladies and gentlemen, if Troy played Alabama, I'd want Troy to win 100-0.
Me too.
And listen to this. And if they played Auburn, I'd want them to win 200-0.
Yes, I agree about Auburn. But if Alabama and Troy were playing in football, it would be so embarrassing if Alabama got beat. I'd have to pull for Alabama to win by 1 point.
Yeah.
But in every other sport, baseball, basketball, go for Troy.
Yeah. Yep.
Mike, you know, the saddest thing in the world is to ride by a accident that you know it might be some real hardship there, and you go in from the get-go, prior, you know, the accident, and then there with the accident, and then it goes on into a lot of medical procedures that you have to follow. A lot of what would that be?
Well,
I mean, is there like a person in town that does the actual autopsy, or does that go to Montgomery?
no, autopsies do go to Montgomery to the state forensic lab. You know,
Do all of them have autopsy?
no, they don't. Actually, the coroner is the one that decides, along with the investigators, who gets an autopsy.
Can people request an autopsy? And then I've read in some states that you've got to pay to have an autopsy. How's that work?
Well, in Alabama, if the coroner or the police department and the coroner or troopers or whatever the law detective facility is decide that there needs to be an autopsy, then the state pays for that. And of course, the county is, you know, in turn bill for that. So, you know, it's the taxpayers that are paying for it. Right. So, you know, if it seems to be a natural cause and the coroner doesn't agree that there needs to be an autopsy and the family requests that, then yes, they can go out and get a third party and buy an autopsy. They're about $15,000. So
oh boy!
Most people do not do that.
Yeah.
But yes, if we request the autopsy, then the state picks up that tab.
Yeah. I'm showing the board here, and I had to go all the way across, but I want to remind you that the vote is next Tuesday, and everybody's got to get out and vote. Of course, vote Jennifer Colley Ventris, Republican, for Pike County coroner, and that's what we're talking about today. The responsibilities of the coroner. You have already opened my eyes. I didn't realize it was so involved.
I think a lot of people don't realize exactly what the coroner does.
I never had an idea. I never knew how much.
There's a lot of paperwork too.
It is. It's a lot of and some of it has gotten online, which has helped. But it is a lot of faxing and mailing back and forth and getting in touch with the families. And
do you have an office where you can?
Your home. Your home.
You got a beautiful home too.
Thank you. Now there is a
in the best place to live in Troy.
It sure is. There is a records area down at the courthouse for our records, so we don't store our records, but we don't have an office now.
Yeah, they can find a little desk for you to put.
I know, especially since they're building that new building, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you like technically on call? Like you could get a call at 3, 4 in the morning?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but you know, Mike, I've been on call all my life because I was on call for the ER. Anytime there was a major tragedy in Troy, I've always been there. So
and you know something too that we don't speak of them as much as we should is our emergency room doctors. We might have one of the best crews in the state of Alabama, wouldn't you say?
Oh, Dr. Robledo is. I'd put him up against anybody.
How many lives has Dr. Robledo saved probably over the years?
Just the ones I've seen, I couldn't count. You know, not to mention the ones he saved when I wasn't there. But he is awesome, and you know, many times these cases are over before they ever get to the emergency room, unfortunately. But sometimes we do work with emergency room doctors if there's a death in the emergency room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But do you come into play only if it's a death, or do you come into play with accidents?
No, only if it's a death or fatality.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in most cases, with a wreck, it's either you or one of your assistants is going to be there to make the final judgment on life or death. Is that right?
That's right. And if I'm not there, I'll be on the other end of the phone.
Yeah.
So, you know, that assistant won't be making the decision by themselves.
Well, I know this. It's
when will the polls be open?
7 a.m. 7 a.m. next Tuesday morning to
next Tuesday.
If somebody's not registered, when's the last day they can register?
It's already passed. It was early May. Yeah, so if you're not registered, I don't believe you can register for this
I tell you what,
election.
if you're not registered, shame on you. Your responsibility to the community is to register to vote. So hopefully next election you folks will definitely go to the polls, but register to vote.
Yeah, so we got
You served for how many years? 4 years?
You serve for 4 years, yes. You run every 4 years, and it's on the governor's track.
How many years was Jerry Williams the coroner? It seemed like for at least 20.
40.
40 years, isn't that
40 years he has been the coroner. And before him, it
he
was...
was at Radio Shack, and then he went, was he at Radio Shack when he was the coroner?
Yes.
Yeah, and he was big time Radio Shack too. He was not no ordinary guy. He was big time Radio Shack.
You remember Jerry was in the CB business real big.
That's right.
And,
back when CB was, give me. What did they say? Well, how would they do it, Mike?
I don't know. Breaker.
Breaker.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, it's a very responsible position. The county
Who was the coroner before him?
Allen.
That's all right.
Oh,
no, our representative.
That's a long.
Alan.
Oh, Alan. My good buddy Alan.
Gosh.
Alan Booth.
Mike, thank
Alan
you.
Booth.
Yes,
the
Alan
outsider,
Booth.
the guy that only live here, answer that question.
Alan and his wife. Of course, she's a nurse, Ann, and so. Yes, Alan Booth was the coroner before Jerry, and then before him it was Mr. Dillard's partner, the funeral home.
That's right.
So
how many,
McGee, Robert A. McGee, or what?
Yeah, Robert McGee, I believe it was. And there's only been like 4 coroners since they started keeping records, I think.
That's amazing.
I have 4 grandchildren, Mike. Mary Vance has a boy and a girl. Emery and Matt, Matthew Colley, of course, again. And then Suzanne has 2, and she's got Jackson, who is her boy, and Mary Colley, who is her
You
girl.
reckon Jackson will pitch a baseball one day?
I believe so.
I've got a son named Jackson. I like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So for the first time again, we have a Matt and Mary Colley. How about that?
Yeah, that's right.
By two different children.
Yeah. What was your mother's nickname? What did y'all call your mother?
Ori.
Ori.
Yeah.
I've never understood where that came from.
Well,
Ori. Is that right?
They claimed that Big Helen, when she was little, couldn't say Mary, so she said Ori, and she named her.
Oh man.
Now I don't know if that's true or not.
Next time I see her, I'm gonna call out Ori and see what she says.
She'll
talk about Helen
Johnston.
Yeah,
She'll
Helen
respond to that. I promise you.
Still a great family, the Colley family, and y'all do things all the time together to try to reunite and stay close.
We do. We have reunions, and we go to the beach together, and we pull our kids together. That's one thing my mom and daddy. That they didn't.
And your brother, isn't he a pharmacist?
He is. He's retired though.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy from Bay Minette just last night, and I asked him if they knew, because he was down in Bay Minette a long time.
He was. Yep. He sure was.
Colley. Mm-hmm. And he knew who he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the youngest?
That's me.
Matt the youngest?
I'm the youngest. Okay. Matt's 11 months older than I am. You know, Mom and Daddy wanted a boy, and so they finally had a boy.
Yeah.
And then Mama went back for her 6-week checkup, and she was pregnant with me. How about that?
And I cannot leave I cannot go to another subject, the main subject. She's here, but I will in a minute. But all these girls were products of John M. Long.
Absolutely.
They were majorettes in the Sound of the South marching band, and 3 of you were, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, Helen, Annette, and Cheryl. Helen, Annette, and
4
Cheryl.
of you then, wasn't it?
Yeah. But now I was in nursing school, so I studied all the time.
So you didn't?
I didn't march.
I thought you did. I thought you did.
Did in high school, but not in college.
And and of course they loved Johnny Long, didn't
Oh,
they?
and
He
yes,
was a great guy.
Yes, and still love Miss Long, and he impacted all of our lives.
You know, I rode by. You know, he lived right down the street from where Rice lives now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just a beautiful home. I was in that home not long ago, but you can sort of feel the atmosphere of Johnny Long right down the street from you.
And then next door to Johnny Long's house is Jennifer's house.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And your parents, they built the pool in the front yard, which is kind of an oddity. What made them do that?
Well, you remember why my backyard looked?
Well, you couldn't have done it.
It was a gully, and my
Yeah.
mama said she wanted a pool.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't care where we got to put it. We're going to have a pool. So she pulled up the driveway in the front yard.
Yeah, exactly. And that's great. A lot of kids in that neighborhood swim in that pool, too.
We had a blast in that pool,
Yeah.
now, I'll tell you.
Still there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jeff Bentley lives there now.
Yeah, Jeff Bentley lives
We
there.
want to say hello to Raymond at Raymond Style Shop. Raymond, my good friend, he's going to be on our show soon. And, of course, we'll be back to more of Today in L.A. After this. We were with Jennifer Ventris. She's a candidate for the coroner.
Mayday! Mayday! Hurry to get amazing deals! New Ram, we got them! New Jeep, we got them! And more coming! Our Mayday sale. Huge savings! And 0% APR in soon! Shop at PremierTrade.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody!
You guys are here early.
The text said you were bringing McDonald's.
Should we get right into it?
Nick, there's hot food present.
Mix and match chicken McGriddles or a savory sausage biscuit. Choose any two for $3. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series. America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
Piggly Wiggly's local butchers are on site at both stores and will help you select the best cuts of meat and trim them to your liking. Our USDA Choice beef is the most consistently tender, juicy, and flavorful beef you can buy, all at cost plus 10%.
We're blowing away high prices. Use Nissan, Honda, Toyota, Chevy, Ford. We got them. And they're all marked down. Over 120 to choose from. Bring home $350 a week and you can be approved. Shop PremierTrade.com or come see us. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
College level.
Oh, okay. Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass road. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage right now. There are May Day sales going on at Bird Drugs in downtown Troy, and I eat breakfast there about half the days of the month, and I love their breakfast whenever I can get cracked eggs. That means the real eggs cracked and scrambled. That's where I order my eggs at Birds. And I love that place. And, of course, wonderful people that run that place. Joe Watson been in the business for, gosh, since the drugstore's been there since 1940, and Joe's been there almost that long. But Joe's been there over 40 years.
What is the oldest big business in Troy? Douglas Brothers?
Yeah, I would say that, but no, the Messenger, the Troy Messenger, I would say. Wouldn't you, Ryan?
Yes, it's the oldest continually operated business, but the oldest continually operated by the same family as Douglas Brothers. I mean, the Messenger's been owned by a lot of different people.
Well, we're going to let you go, and of course, I know you got a lot of things to do. And tell us what the public needs to do to make sure that you can be the next coroner in Pike County.
Well, I would be honored to have your vote next Tuesday, and the main thing I can say is get out and vote. You know, we've got a big gubernatorial election, a lot of things on this ballot regarding
be a heavy
Senate,
ballot on it.
Yeah, some big races.
And you know, we need to have our voices heard, and everybody get out and vote, and vote Ventris for coroner.
Ventris for coroner.
Can you vote just straight Republican on a ticket still?
Yeah, you can.
In the general election, but this vote, you got to declare whether you're voting in the Republican or
because it's
Democratic
just one
primary.
vote, and it's going to be a Republican vote. Is that right?
Yeah, but can't you say you're independent and vote Now, I may be wrong about that.
Well, you couldn't say I just want to vote straight Republican ticket on when you got 2 or 3 or 4 Republicans on the ballot. You got to specify which one you're voting.
And another thing, if you want to make sure that you can vote, you look at the Messenger today. They've got a list of who can vote.
They got the sample ballot. Well, there it is.
Oh, there it is. They got a sample ballot.
Yeah, there we go.
So this will be West Allen as well. It's on the 24th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
This will
right.
be West Allen and, of course, Marcus Paramore, but he doesn't have anybody running against him.
So, boy, I know he's tickled with
Marcus is going to have Wes's old seat?
Yes.
Okay.
And Wes is after.
He's going for Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
Oh,
I'll tell
okay.
you that,
Secretary of State,
that's a good trivia question. Is how many people from Troy have run for and won statewide office? You know, the only one I can think of is Charles Henderson.
Now, how about Grant? Grant? Grant. He was a.
There is wasn't there a?
Well, Alan Booth.
But that wasn't that was just in our district. That was one little area of Alabama. I'm talking about the whole state of Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah.
So West would be the Secretary of State for the whole
State,
people
yes.
from Huntsville to Mobile are voting for him.
Okay,
Correct.
yeah. And George Grant was the one I was thinking about. He won some, he won quite a few elections in Pike County. Of course,
I think Riley Green ran for state Supreme Court one time.
Yeah.
Didn't win.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, again, we're here to congratulate you on a wonderful 30, how many years?
37.
And still moving.
I'm holding off those 2 years. So.
Excuse my language. She's at your beckoning call. So it's hard to retire, isn't it?
It's hard to retire. Yes,
But,
I'm not one to sit at home and do nothing.
But being the coroner, you'll still be involved in it. You'll be involved in it.
Let me tell you a story about families and how important they are. This has nothing to do with coroners, but it shows you're from good people. Rush moves to Troy when he's a junior in high school. That's late. You don't know many people when you don't have a lot of time to make a lot of people.
That's right.
Rush quickly did because he made friends with people like Matt. Well, then Matt Colley, the year older, was his buddy, and Matt Colley goes to the University of Alabama and becomes a Sigma Nu. You're looking at one of many Sigma Nus. Well, Matt's a freshman or sophomore at Alabama, and he tells everybody, well, you need to rush this guy named Rush Rice. You need to rush this guy named Mark Davis. William and Francis is Davis.
That's right.
Rush was a legacy for the SAEs, anyway, Mark and Rush, because of Matt, pledged Sigma Nu. Well, then the floodgates, everybody that comes out later pledges Sigma Nu, and I trace it all back to Matt Colley.
Yeah.
But then though later on they were KAs. There was
it made a change, but for a while it was. By people like Stuart Vance, Charles Bradshaw, Wes Gaylord, Kent Hendricks.
Yeah,
all Sigma Nus.
Sigma Nus because of the Matt Colley pipeline.
And then Neil DeShera started the KAs.
So it's now changed. Yeah.
Well,
See, one person can do it. One person can
don't
change
forget Rusty Gibson. He was a KA, a big KA, and of course he, was from Troy, and several KAs were from Troy too. But again, we wish you the best of luck, my dear.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it so much.
I know.
Thank you,
good
sir.
luck.
You're welcome to be with us here during the polls. Of course, the polls will open at 7:00 next, not
Tuesday.
this Tuesday, but next Tuesday.
Yes, week from today.
And of course, we want your vote for the state, for the county coroner's position, and we wish you a lot of luck.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more from Today in LA in just a moment.
Good luck.
Mayday! Hurry to get amazing deals. New Rams. We got them. New Jeeps. We got them. And more coming. Our Mayday sale. Huge savings. And 0% APR in soon. Shop at PremierTroy.com. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Hey, Jim Jackson, Bill Jackson Ford here in Troy, Alabama, where not only can you get the best price on a new Ford, but we can also get you exactly what you're looking for. We all know inventories are low right now, but don't settle for something you don't love. Come by Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, and let us walk you through the retail order process and get you exactly what you're looking for. So come see us at Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, Alabama, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
It's Ford Truck Month. America, you know what to do. Now's the time to get after the best deals on Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, 45 years straight. Also, great offers on Ford Ranger and the new Ford Maverick. Ford Truck Month is here, so let's get after it. Get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,000 bonus cash plus a no-charge 3-year Ford Protect Premium Maintenance Plan on F-150.
The all-new Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center brings all of the latest and advanced 3D mammography and breast ultrasound services to the Troy area in our all-new outpatient facility. Dr. Lauren Thorington, along with our team of certified breast specialists, read your mammograms, which are performed by our registered radiologic technologists, bringing the best in women's health care to the Troy area. Troy Regional Women's Diagnostic Center.
Hey, Jim Jackson with Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC right here in Troy, Alabama, and we've got some exciting news for you. After a 2-year suspension, GM has now reintroduced the sold order process on the redesigned GMC Sierra 1500 and Chevrolet Silverado 1500. So come in and order yours today and not have to wait 6 months to get exactly what you want. So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
All right, we're back.
Back to our show, brought to you by A1 Services at Terry Moats, and of course I say for air conditioning and heating, you want to know how to get up with Terry Moats, and he
well,
does a great
right,
job.
as hot as it is right now, it's an emergency. Let me tell you, Saturday we went to the truck extravaganza on the square.
Yeah.
For kids, you know, they had all these fire trucks and dump trucks and a neat little event for kids to get to climb up into the trucks. And we were going to eat at Bird Drugs and get a cheeseburger, but they were too busy. We couldn't get a table.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so Jack said he wanted to go to Burger King. Well, I took him to Burger King, and their air conditioning was not working in Burger King.
Yeah.
So we toughed it out and got our meals, but took them home. And I was thinking, man, those poor workers working in around stoves with no air conditioning when it's 92 degrees. Call Terry Moats.
Yeah. You know, something, Mike, I thought was interesting about Coach Summerall's visit to Troy, to Dothan yesterday. He was talking about his quarterbacks. Mike, you're with us, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on.
It says Summerall said the quarterback target he's speaking of will be college football transfer. Should he sign, he joined Watson, Hawkins, Kilcrease, and a walk-on named Will Karn. I don't know who it is, but he's a walk-on.
Yeah, he's the guy that played at Neath High School in Jacksonville.
Oh, did he? Okay, that's a pretty good place. All quarterbacks that are on our roster are assignee like Tucker. They've all known we're bringing in another guy to add to the room. You can't play. All right, listen to this. You can't play quarterback, or you can't play ball with 2 or 3 scholarship quarterbacks. You've got to ideally have 4. So there's your question right there. Will he be bringing in any more quarterbacks? And it looks like he will. You've got to be ideally have 4. That's sort of the number to where your roster has the right amount of depth. So
well, how many? Auburn has about 3 or 4. Alabama has 3.
But right now it looks like Troy's got 3 scholarship, but they're looking for, and if they bring in,
Troy has 2. They'll have 3 when they get Tucker.
That's right. Yeah, Tucker. Yeah, Tucker's probably enrolled. Will be enrolled this summer. And good luck to him.
Looks like Alabama, Texas game's already been announced. It's going to be on September the 10th. Interesting here, it's going to be on Fox. Alabama will play on Fox network because of Texas still in the Big 12. So still waiting on the comm. Could be as early as 11 a.m. They do their big game at 11 a.m.
That's going to be a huge game. That'll be a high interest ball game.
Yeah. Mike said something.
Also, we've been talking about this Live Golf League, and boy, it got even stranger yesterday. The legendary Jack Nicklaus has come out at 82 years old. He said the Saudi Arabians and the Live Golf League reached out to him and offered him $100 million to be over the Live Golf League, and he turned it down.
I know.
Oh my gosh!
He claimed that he helped start
$100 million, but he claimed he started the PGA Tour way back when and was loyal to the PGA Tour. But I think he had to tell him no twice. But can you imagine passing up $100
I don't care who he is. He'll think about that for a long time. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I do that? I don't care who he is.
He's set for life, and his legacy is more important to him.
Yeah, that's right. But I reckon.
I know, but, I mean, think about the families and what you could have. You could have set everybody for life.
I know.
He probably already could, but my goodness, at 82 years old, somebody's going to offer you $100 million.
That shows you how serious they are. I mean, that was a smart play on their part. If you get Jack Nicklaus behind it, it's going to probably work. But they couldn't get him. It's like the old Godfather. He said, "I'm going to make him an offer they can't refuse." Well, they made Jack Nicklaus an offer they thought he couldn't refuse, and he refused it.
And
I wonder why they didn't go to Gary Player after that.
I bet.
Some all time too.
Yeah, that's right. I bet he would have done it.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Norman only won 2 majors, which is hard to believe. He won several tournaments, but he always struggled in the majors.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just keep following that. Hey, let's congratulate again Abby K. Terry of Pike Liberal Arts and Jerron Turner of NLC New Life Christian are the Collier Award winners. Yeah. And then the runner-ups were Drew Nelson of Pike Liberal Arts and Ella Kate Gunner of Pike Liberal Arts.
And let me mention those others.
Abby K. Terry is the daughter of Jason Terry, a good friend of mine I grew up with. Great kid, and I'm glad to see his daughter won the.
A neighbor of mine, two houses up, the Terry's live.
And y'all mentioned that. And then some other.
She's married. Her mom is Brooke Meeks. Brooke Meeks.
That's right.
Brooke Meeks was married to Jason Terry.
Okay,
Brooke
I got
was
you.
A big cheerleader at Charles Simpson High School back in the day.
Yeah, and then she was a Tigerette at Auburn as well.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Brady Henner was one of the nominees, along with Ella Tatum of Goshen High School. Brady went to Charles Henderson. Allie Russian was Pike Liberal Arts. She was also among the nominees. Jackson West of Charles Henderson High School was also one of the outstanding young Christian athletes. Isis Torellis of Charles Henderson.
And did you hear Forrest told us that Isis is Torellis has gotten an appointment to West Point.
That's right. You mentioned that. I think that was wonderful.
Real rare. Congratulations.
And Angel Terry from Pike County High School was a nominee, and these were just outstanding people representing their schools. And Drew Nelson, that surprised me about old Drew. He's going to be a scholar athlete. At the same time, he's going to be one of the top pitchers in the country.
I'm sure he would be drafted high if the scouts thought that he would go. But I bet you, my guess is they know wants to go to college, and he wants the whole college experience, and he's going to play some of the highest level baseball there is in the SEC.
Well,
I remember talking to Brian Meadows, and Brian had a tough decision to make coming out of high school. He'd already signed with LSU and the legendary Skip Bertman. And I think I talked to Brian years later about it. I think if you had gone to LSU and pitched, I think they won 2 national championships in the years that he would have played at LSU. Of course, he was, I think, the 80th pick overall in the 3rd round and signed with the Marlins. And, of course, it turned out to be a great decision. He ended up being in the major leagues when he was 21 years old. But still, I know Brian thought really highly of the legendary Skip Bertman and playing at LSU.
Yeah, he would have. It worked out for him, but you know he would have had a great experience at LSU too. Either way, you couldn't probably go wrong.
Not only was this a great, and of course, you know, it goes without saying, one of the great scholarship for student Scholastic Christian Athlete Award, but also a tribute to Dr. Tip Colley and what he did for the people of Pike County when he was practicing medicine years ago. But it also enhanced the life of a great man, and of course we appreciate them.
There's a picture of Dr. Colley playing in a game in Legion Field when he was at Howard College.
I know that
he was a good football player.
Sure was. Other candidates: Dee Allen from Pike Liberal Arts, Kate Deloney of Charles Henderson High School, Case Chirico.
John and Jennifer Deloney's daughter.
Oh yeah, well that's you're right. Case Chirico, Pike Liberal Arts, Cole Brooks, Goshen High School, and Paxton Flowers from Pike County High School. And we appreciate and congratulate all of these kids, these young kids, whether they were winners or, let's just say this, all of these kids are winners, and congratulations to them and to their parents for leading them in the right direction of the Scholastic Christian Athletic.
Well, let me call out some of the people who have been honored in the past.
Yeah, but
I know about this because the Civitan Club founded this award.
That's right.
And I remember. I was a active. I used to be a Civitan Club president when I lived in Troy. When I had the Troy Citizen, people like Jeff Curvin, George Reeves was the founder.
Jeff Curvin, the president.
Bill
of Troy
Scarber, Lane and Lyle Wise, Colin McCrary were some of the people that used to be real active in. So we were all real proud of this event. The Civitan Club folded, and thank you to the Exchange Club for picking it up and keeping this going.
Two people you got to remember in that regard would be Lane and Lyle Wise. Did you mention their names?
Yes, they were. When I was,
they were real involved in it.
All-stars in that club with some of the other people I mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that the very first honorees were in 1992. Jonathan St. John was the male recipient, and Melissa Thompson,
who
is now Melissa Thompson Bradford, was the female recipient. The second male was a guy named John Ramage.
Isn't that unusual? Yeah.
That is now one of the leaders on the board at Pike Liberal Arts. And then the female was Judy Neal. Then I'll just go down the males. You had Ronald Harper, Al Renfro, see Al a lot, Jonathan Kane, the child of my neighbors, Tamaris Deveridge. Forrest told us, I didn't even know this, that Tamaris passed away in a car wreck several years after that. I remember him well. He was an outstanding young man. Jared McClendon, Sean Kirby, Doc Kirby's son, Aaron Rasco, Scott Stetson, Rick Stetson's son, Bradley Lilly, Cody Ash, Chuck Ash's son. That's some of the males early on. Then Melissa Thompson, Judy Neal, Jody Ellis, Stacy Beard, Mr. Beard's and Mrs. Beard's daughter, Candace Carter, Drew Nelson's mother. Amanda Gerald, remember Joy Graham from all the great Graham girls.
Yeah.
Leah Sperlin, Lauren Stone, Judge Stone, and Mrs. Stone's daughter that goes to my church today. Sharika Johnson, Anna Garrett. We all know Anna and her great family. Christy Sellers, Savannah Hughes, Ashton Spann, Christy Meeks. So
those are all outstanding people.
And then last year was Scott Taylor Renfro. Gosh, I think that was a father-son thing. Al, his daddy, won it in 1995, and then the son wins it in 2021.
Yeah.
Davis Allen, that's Wes Allen's son.
That's right.
Max Copeland, Then you go over to the girls' side. The last three recipients were Ashlyn Shaver, Porter Langford, Lydia Harrison, Abby Barron. Just quite a distinguished group of recipients.
Mike, something I wanted to touch base with you about the baseball state Alabama High School Athletic Association state baseball tournaments going on in 2 or 3 locations, but one of them in 7A really got my attention. Central of Phoenix City, 33-9, and Mike, the great team from East Birmingham got beat. Hewitt Trussville beat them. Hewitt Trussville 30-4, and Vestavia goes down in defeat.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I have to look and see who's left. I mean, I know G.W. Long's still in it.
Yeah, G.W. Long 32-8 versus Decatur Heritage, and that's for the championship in Class 2A. And G.W. Long's got a chance to prolong their state championship run.
Yeah, it looks like it started yesterday. Piedmont beat Trinity yesterday 4-2. Trinity out of Montgomery. Piedmont, where's Piedmont located?
Located north of Jacksonville, Mike. They're right at Jacksonville State.
Okay. And then I'm trying to find some other games from yesterday. Man, was there only one game yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't think they had started yet, but
No, I mean they played yesterday. Piedmont beat Trinity yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if there was any other games.
Of course, Mobile, you got Trinity. All right, Trinity's gone now. They've gone, but Mobile.
No. Trinity will play today. They only played one game yesterday.
Okay.
Got to lose 2 to be eliminated in this.
And the big game is G.W. Long is pretty much the other than Central Phoenix City are the only teams left in South Alabama now. Another team that really did play very well was.
I've got the schedule if you want to hear it.
Okay, go ahead.
These games will be at Jacksonville State campus, and then they're playing at Chockalooka Park in Oxford.
Yeah, it's I'd hate to have to spell it.
It's try spelling it CHOCCOLOCCO.
I would just leave that alone.
So we mentioned Trinity fell yesterday to Piedmont. Piedmont was 36-5. Trinity was 31-6. Today you'll have Piedmont and Trinity at Presbyterian playing Game 2 at 10 a.m. Class 4A Mobile Christian will be against Etowah. That game will be at 7 p.m. tonight.
North Alabama, yeah.
So all these games are either in Jacksonville or at Jack State Baseball Stadium or in Oxford. And then Wednesday you'll have Mobile Christian against Etowah. Class 2A, this is the game of interest. GW Long 32-8 will play Decatur Heritage 30-9. That game will be at Oxford, Alabama at 4 p.m. Later that day you'll have Holtville out of 5A playing Russellville. That game will be in Oxford at 7 p.m.
All right, that's what I was wondering. Hopeful. Tell me about that Hopeful game.
It's just going to be Hopeful 34-5 against Russellville 33-12.
Well, I tell you what, this Hopeful team really had a great team, didn't they? They came out of nowhere. Hopeful 34-5 versus Russellville 33-12.
But a local team, GW Long, will play Game 2 against Decatur Heritage at 10 a.m. on Thursday. Then 5A, you'll have Hopeful against Russellville playing Game 2 at 4 p.m. at Jacksonville State University on Thursday. Then Class 1A, Thursday, will start Lindsay Lane Christian against Bayshore Christian.
Yeah.
Will be at Oxford. Then 6A, you'll have Pelham, which is a crazy record right here. Listen to this. You don't hear of this much. Pelham, 18-18 against Hartselle, 36-4.
Oh boy, and Hartselle is good too, usually every
Have you
year.
ever heard of a team though being 18-18 and playing for it all?
Nope.
Yeah, now, one thing I would like to say is GW Long and Trinity are the only teams left in South Alabama. And then Hurtsboro. Not many South Alabama teams.
Starts Friday. Central Phoenix City 33-9. We'll play Hewitt Trussville 34-1. I don't know how. I guess they tied a game. That game will be in Oxford at 7 p.m. And then on Saturday, game 2 will be played. It looks like at 10 a.m. That game will be playing Oxford as well. So that's your baseball round up.
Well, we appreciate that.
I'm reading
Thank
this
you.
bio of the speaker of the Colley banquet, Eric Sloan.
Yeah.
He's got quite a story.
Oh, yeah.
It says he came to Troy in the late 1970s and was a walk-on Coach John Mayott's Trojan baseball team. So he wasn't even recruited, but then he decided to go out for the football team, where he became an All-American and one of the great defensive backs in the Southland Conference. And then he also ended up running track for Coach Bob Lambert's track team.
Yeah.
After he graduated, he went to, or finished his athletic eligibility. He played for the San Diego Chargers as a free agent, and later the XFL's Birmingham Thunderbolts, where he intercepted 4 passes and returned 2 for touchdowns.
Golly. Yeah.
So a baseball walk-on becomes a great defense. I remember him a great defensive back in football, and then he has an NFL and pro career. Well, he wasn't done. He later earned an MBA from Troy University, and he goes into business in the career information technology field. And now he's the president and CEO of OneSync Technologies, a multi-million-dollar government contracting firm.
Oh, man.
In Montgomery. So wow, he is a alumni that has done well.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be. If he's not in the Troy Sports Hall of Fame, maybe he should be.
Well, I think I want to say he is.
He might be already.
Yeah. I would be
Yeah,
surprised.
he was on some of Blakeney's great 1AA teams in the 90s in the Southland Conference. He might have been on that great team, the undefeated team that got beat.
So that's Eric Sloan, and he was the speaker at the. So he was. I'm sure he had a great message for these kids.
I can one day build the Eric Sloan indoor practice facility.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can see it done.
Hey,
Yeah,
I like
exactly right.
it, Michael.
Mike, I had to throw this out to you. You're talking about Scott Cross, the basketball team at Troy. He doesn't make any. Actually, he says this that he's going to the portal to get some players.
You're talking about John Summerall.
Yeah, no, but I'm also talking about Cross. You know, they interviewed him last night in Dothan.
He's talking about getting basketball.
Yeah, that's
on the
right.
transfer portal.
That's what he said. And,
So everybody's going to the portal. Summerall's going to the portal. Cross is going to the portal.
Well,
right.
we predicted it all along, didn't we? I mean, it's going to end up hurting high school kids who are not going to get as many scholarship opportunities. These coaches
exactly
are going to
right.
wait and scout kids in college. And
I guarantee you his son's going to get a scholarship to Troy.
I hope if he shoot in college like he's shooting in high school, but he's got a couple of more years.
Interesting to watch him at playing in 2A basketball. That's going to be a jump, I would say, for them for sure. As far as the amount of teams and the amount of talented teams they'll see, I think I think Pine Liberal Arts will do fine in baseball for sure, but football and basketball will definitely be a transition for sure next year.
Yeah. It says right here that Cross will continue to look into the transfer portal to fill 3 spots on his roster, and he has a visit scheduled with a potential signee on Tuesday that coach believes he has a good chance of securing. You've got to adapt. Really, it's going to change the whole complexion of college basketball if they can can get players like this.
Well, college basketball has been going through this for decades. I mean, that's one reason I'm kind of don't keep up with it like I used to, because I can't keep up with the rosters. Yeah. There's so many players coming and going.
I'll say this: they could have 5 starters now, and then by then the summer, those 5 starters
are gone, and 5 more come in.
5 more going in.
Troy's best player came from UTEP last year. The Big 6 guy.
Oh yeah, I bet they'd like to get another one like him. And this guy right here says the coach believes he has a good chance of securing. This is a kid that he really likes.
Well, the Troy basketball team took huge strides last year.
Yeah.
They need to keep that momentum going, and I think most of those guys come back. So, on paper, Coach Cross is going to have a promising team next year.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody comes after some of Troy's players too.
Yeah, I know.
Had some really good players last year, so I don't know if he's lost a few guys to the portal himself.
And like the big man you just mentioned, Mike, he could go at any time now.
Well, what about the guard? That was so good last year too. He brought in from Louisiana. That guy could shoot the lights out. I mean, I know he was only like 5'8", 5'9", but he was really good for a freshman guard.
Well, he can really handle the ball too. He was a good pickup.
It's going to be interesting to see though. Football, I guess, is what we're going to hear about really the most coming up soon. There's so many guys still left in the portal, so Coach Summerall, I guess, will try to bring these guys in.
Oh yeah.
Have them ready to go. Hopefully, in July, I would guess they can start training at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, get acclimated to your teammates a little bit.
Yeah.
The sooner you get them in, the better.
But it's a lot of excitement.
We got to go at 8:30.
And we appreciate you watching our show today, and appreciate Jennifer Ventress coming on our show. Of course, she's a candidate for the county coroner's position, and is very experienced and would do a great job. We'll be back with you, and of course, congratulations again to the Collie
That's
Award winners.
Abby K. Terry and